How to make queen bees. All right, you asked for it. Here we go. Okay, fit check. Got our stuff on. Let's go get in the bees. Smoke them if you got them. So the method that we're going to use to make queens is we're going to use a queenless cell starter and a queen right finisher. I'll explain what those are right now. So this is our queenless cell starter or cell builder. And this one right here is chock full of nurse bees, baby bees, and it has a lot of emerging brood. It has no larvae in here for the nurse bees to take care of, and it has no queen. So they will raise queen cells for me when I put grafts in there. This is a queen right finisher. The queen is in the bottom two boxes, and there's a queen excluder right there, which is the screen that keeps her out. And these two boxes are a buffer, and up here is loaded with brood, aka baby bees, and up here is where we put our grafts at. Let's see if I can get this out with my hand. Come on, there we go. These are 48-hour grafts. Baby queens in the making. Okay, the next thing you need to do is you need to select your genetics that you're going to graft from and put into that cell builder and cell finisher. Lately, this queen has really been doing it for me. Look at her. Oh my gosh, isn't she beautiful? She has a more Cordovan color trait, which I really like. See those red legs and the kind of purplish maroon hue? There she is. Absolutely gorgeous. We're going to grab some of her hours old hatched larvae and graft those to make queens. So you see these little white grains of rice looking things here? Those are honeybee eggs. Those are laid by the queen, and in 3 days they will hatch and become larvae. Now the larvae are those little C-shaped grubs you see sitting there that are almost smaller than the eggs. Those are hours old larvae, and that is what we are after. I'm going to take this little tool here that's called a grafting tool. It's like a spatula with a little wooden plunger. I'm going to use that to stick it into artificial queen cups. These are the artificial queen cups I'm going to use. They're going to be hung in a vertical fashion rather than horizontal, and that tells the bees that these are queen bees and not just regular larvae. So once I get my cups laid out, I start grafting. As you can see, Patches is never far away. Occasionally bees get loose inside the house when I do this. You can see Patches get pretty enthralled by one right now. She watches it fly around the room. After I'm done filling out all the grafts, I'll put them into the cell bar frame, and this is what's going to hold the grafts inside that cell builder that I showed you guys earlier. Okay, now we're going to take our grafts and our donor frame back out to the bees. Okay, grafts, new grafts go down into the builder. They're going to start and build out those cells. And then this one here, like I showed you, we got those 48-hour ones. Those are going to get finished in there. Now we need to take this back to Mom over here and give her back her babies that we didn't use to make new queens. So we'll put these back in here. Now, what happens after the queen cells are capped and finished off and they're ready to hatch? Well, that's where all of these lovely little hives are going to come into play. So these are the mating nukes. They are divided deeps on bottoms, and they have a 4-frame super on top. And we start these out as a single level with just 3 frames of bees and a feeder. And then we drop a queen cell in there, and then the queen will hatch. After the queen hatches, It'll take her about 5 or 6 days for her wings to mature and get nice and hard so she can fly. And once she can fly, she will perform what's known as her mating flight, where she will mate with 40 to 70 drones, and she will store all the sperm that she needs in her life in an organ called the spermatheca. After she mates, she'll go back to the hive and begin laying somewhere around the tune of 2,500 eggs a day during peak of the season. So, yeah, that's kind of a crash course of how I make queen bees. So there you go.